This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
He is on a mission.
See Frank Kimmel here, and you continue to see the flames coming out of that race car, and you hope it all stays together for Frank as we get caution on track for the first time today.
Ooh, Matt Tifft sideways, going to try to make a run underneath the 68 of Michael Lear. Got sideways.
Talking about Frank Kimmel, though, got a new crew chief last week, finished third at Lucas Oil Raceway. And this the reason for the caution, the 48 of Brad Smith. It was back in the 25th position.
Yes, the James Hilton car. Here's Tom Birdie, the 20 car. You see Tom out of shape there. Actually, it doesn't spin, gets completely sideways and drives across right in front of the 48 car. And you can see the damage to the left rear quarter panel of the 48 of Brad Smith. Turn number 1. Brennan Poole on the inside, Mason Mitchell on the outside.
I said Michael Lear. Grant Enfinger finds himself up there running with Kimmel. He's gotten around him side by side there. The battle you talked about. Justin Boston, Justin Allison racing for position.
Down into the tunnel turn, side by side. Used to never go through the tunnel turn side by side.
On board with our championship leader, Grant Enfinger has a front row seat for it all.
These guys feel a sense of urgency. On the road he goes.
Trouble over in the corner. Grant Enfinger involved. Frank Kimmel gets a piece of the action. They came in first and third in points, and big trouble here 13 laps in at Pocono.
Matt Tifft also gets involved here. Look at all the damage to Grant Enfinger's car, as well as that 44 of Frank Kimmel.
3 cars had a legitimate shot to win here today. Tifft, Enfinger, and of course the veteran Frank Kimmel. And for Enfinger, big damage on that 90.
Yeah, that car definitely terminal. You see Frank is able to drive away. A lot of damage, though, to that Menards.
For an accident over off the corner.
You see Frank Kimmel drove down in the corner. I don't think Grant Enfinger realized he was there. He squeezed Frank down. Frank got down as low as he could go. The 52 of Matt Tifft, just an innocent bystander. You see Frank down there all the way with the left sides below the yellow line, and Grant came down.
And look at some of the drivers that just sneaked through.
With 3 laps to that 40-lap mark.
And for Justin Allison, this is his 8th race of 2014. 2 top 5s, one of them here at Pocono, all the way back in June. He followed it up the next week with his best career run, a 3rd place finish in Michigan. Boy, he'd love to climb to the top of the pylon today, and he's only 12 laps away from seeing the checkered flag for the first time. And we got pit stops. Justin Boston coming down. Jim?
Boston's a lap earlier than his teammate. He's been reminded, we're going fuel only, keep it straight. The tear up on the windscreen is all they're going to do and add fuel. The Soco fuel's in. He's also been reminded by his crew chief, Billy Venturini, do not go above that white line on exit in turn number 1. That's a huge deal there. Ray?
Mason Mitchell's Thermal Technologies Ford was really, really tight. They're going to go up a round and a half on the track bar. That'll loosen up his race car. He said it was getting worse as the run went on. They'll put Sunoco fuel in. You notice no tires on the 98, just fuel only.
Yeah, they stayed a long time. Looked like they stayed to put 1 full cannon. Didn't need to stay that long.
And now Brennan Poole, who today has led 30 laps, comes down pit road for their service with 12 to go, Jim.
They have to come down now. His crew chief, Jeff McClure, said, make sure you do not slide your tires coming into your pit box. It's fuel only for the identical Toyota for Brennan Poole, our race leader. He's in, the grill's been cleaned, the windscreen's been touched. No tires at all, just fuel long enough to get Poole in and gone, get the middle of pit road.
And as he exits, you see the 3 car of Carl Weber coming to the pit lane. Crashed his primary earlier today in qualifying. Worked his way up nearly to the top 10, and he also has to make a green flag pit stop here. 11 laps to go, and these are now the 2 drivers out front. Justin Allison, right behind him, Will Kimmel.
Just as we talked about, once this pit stop cycle was going to be complete, that these 2 guys would be racing for the lead and potentially the win. Right now, these guys would love to settle among themselves. No caution flags to bring those other cars back into play because they're still on the lead lap.
Justin Allison was 18 seconds behind the leader. Now he's on point with 11 to go at Pocono. Start-finish line this time. It will be 7 laps remaining. Here's the battle for the lead at Pocono. 13th race of the year for the Arca Racing Series. Justin Allison playing a different strategies, and some of those other drivers that qualified up front. The race leader, 7 laps remaining, and that's Will Kimmel right behind him.
Justin Allison been around racing his whole life. His grandfather raced, his great uncle Bobby raced, his great uncle Bobby won here 3 times. Will Kimmel's been around racing his whole life. His grandfather, Bill Kimmel, raced in the Arca Racing Series. His dad was a part of so many championships with Uncle Frank, and here they are racing for the win.
Both of them third-generation drivers competing at one of the great tracks you'll see throughout the year. Pocono Raceway, been so good to the Arca Racing Series.
Here's Brennan Poole, led so much of this race here. They elected to stay out, maybe thought rain was coming, had to pit under green. And how about right here, there's a 25 of Justin Boston. He's up to the 5th spot, and right behind him, that 86, Nick Igdalski going for career best here. Part of the management team, along with their brother Brandon, for Pocono Raceway. Doing an outstanding job. We talked about it earlier. Always runs well here. Never got the finish he deserved, Ray.
Yeah, Phil, how about this? Last spring, he was running 6th, and then he got crashed by a slow car. Then in the fall, came back and was running in the top 5 again. They had a problem on pit road. And this year in the spring, he was running 5th once again, and they cut a tire with 5 laps to go. They just can't seem to get any luck. They've had top 5 cars each and every time, but they couldn't get the finish. Can he do it today?
Well, we hope so. As long as this race stays green here. 6 laps to go for our leader, Justin Allison. Nick Igdalski looking for a career best here.
He's running 6th. 7th right now, we should mention, is Mason Mitchell. Started on the pole, led 8 laps today. Primed to take over the championship lead with the problems that Grant Enfinger had getting involved in that crash with Matt Tifft and Frank Kimmel. But Mitchell, who played the same strategy as Brennan Poole, and also Justin Boston, not able to make up as much ground, perhaps lost some on the pit lane. He's 7th at this stage of the race.
5 to go for these 2 guys right here. We're battling for this lead. Don't you love when you see guys racing for that win for the very first time? And one of them, I think, is going to get it. Well, a little bit wide that time on exit for Will. But remember, the caution flag comes out. That changes the entire complexion of this race. We have right now 9 cars on the lead lap. The 55 of Cody Coughlin is our last car on the lead lap.
What's happening in the 69 camp right now, Ray?
Well, Adam, you remember back a couple years ago at Salem, Will Kimmel got a 2nd place run there. That's been his career best, but they've been so close many times to having a shot at win. This may be their best one tonight. You see his dad, Bill, on the left. But it's kind of funny, each and every week when I come in the garage, I start writing down what each team have brought for a chassis. Well, the car that Will Kimmel has is chassis number 320. It came from the Robert Yates Racing stable. But it's their only car, so every time I walk by, I go by Bill or I go by Will and I say, hey, how's 320? They go, oh, it's good this week. It's a good car.
Bill Kimmel, a part of so many wins as a crew chief atop the pit box for his brother Frank. It means a little bit more to him today, doesn't it?
Certainly does here, and I know how much they've worked and how hard they have worked to try to get Will. Really struggled with funding with this team, only running part-time right now with Will, but every time they tee it up, they've been competitive here. Maybe today's the day.
Justin Allison leads. Will Kimmel is 2nd. Tom Hessert is up to 3rd. Brennan Poole, Justin Boston complete the top 5. The leaders coming down the front straightaway here at Pocono. 3 laps remaining in the ModSpace 125, and I would guess the anxiety in the cockpit starting to build.
Certainly is, and we saw some lap traffic that could come into play in front of these guys. There were 2 or 3 cars there right in front of these 2 leaders. Going to get by the one that looked like that's Ed Pompa right there in the 10 car. Going to get by him easily before they get to the tunnel turn. Ed's doing a nice job right now running in the 12th spot.
And doing a really good job here of staying out of the way of the leaders. You don't want to jeopardize something here. And catching lap traffic in the tunnel turn, not ideal. They split the lap machine there. Justin Allison maintaining the top spot, but I think Kimmel gained on him.
Give the advantage to Will Kimmel. He's getting up close to him. If he can get close to him, loosen him up a little bit.
Off of turn 3. Back down the long front straightaway here at Pocono, coming to 2 laps to go. The nerves starting to show on the face of Bill Kimmel. His kid looking for his first win, running 2nd right now to Justin Allison.
Justin Allison has been so solid here. He found himself after the pit stops being 4 seconds behind Will Kimmel. He was able to chase him down, got in front, has run consistent lap times each and every lap. He's maintained that about 4 to 6/10 of a second difference right now over Will Kimmel. He's got a lap and a half more to do it.
Across the tunnel turn. The short chute that connects turn 2 and turn 3 here at Pocono.
I believe Will Kimmel's a little bit better in turn 3 than Justin Allison. Let's see what he can do with him here. Doesn't look like he's gaining anything right now.
Safely off of turn 3. White flag in the air. 1 lap remains for Justin Allison to get it done for the first time in his career. And if he does so, it would be the 18th time in the last 18 races here at Pocono we've seen a different winner.
Remember, the Arca Racing Series will not finish under caution. Even though the white flag has been displayed, if the caution were to come out now, we would have a green-white checker.
You see the advantage for Justin Allison. Across the tunnel turn. And over to turn 3. Reality perhaps starting to set in for Bill Kimmel. Think about the big names that have won here in Arca. Ryan Newman, Casey Mears, Joey Logano, Ty Dillon, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, all have taken the checkered flag in an Arca race at Pocono. You can add an Allison to that list. Today, Justin going to get it done for the first time in his career. Justin Allison, a winner at Pocono.
What a happy crew down there, and I know there's a happy grandfather somewhere. That's car owner Howard Bixton standing on the wall. Bixman.
Davey Allison in his career won 8 times. Bobby once in Arca competition.
Riding along across the start finish line with Justin Boston, our 5th place finisher.
And the celebration for Justin Allison. So good here when Arca teams tested prior to the June race. Everyone knew he would be a player, and he was. Finished 5th in June. We told you the following week went to Michigan, finished 3rd. The only 2 times he's finished in the top 5 in his career. Today, making his 8th career start, and it pays dividends. For the first time, he's going to get the checkered flag.
Great strategy, though, by Howard Bixman and his team. They took advantage of the caution flags that we had early to come down pit road. They pitted on lap number 18. They knew they were good to go to the end. They had plenty of fuel. They fulfilled the requirement of pitting before lap 40, and we went green the rest of the way.
3rd generation driver. We talked about that Allison name and all it's meant to stock car racing over the years, and hopefully somewhere right now, grandfather Donnie is watching his grandson celebrate victory, making the donuts on the long front straightaway here in Long Pond, Pennsylvania.
I'm sure the most special day in that young man's life right here at Pocono.
A lot of parity when you look at the drivers that have been able to grace victory lane at Pocono. Justin Allgaier won the championship when he got the victory here in 2008. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Rookie of the Year at the Sprint Cup level a season ago. 2-time nationwide champion.
Ty Dillon won here in his championship year in the Arca Racing Series.
What's this feeling like, Phil?
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Words cannot express, and I'm sure when we get to talk to Justin Allison, he will be virtually speechless.
Great run today for Will Kimmel. Came up 2nd, but they also played a wonderful strategy. Tom Hesser to the top 5. Brennan Poole, Justin Boston. Igdalski ended up 6th. Mason Mitchell started on the pole with 7th. Austin Wayne Self was 8th. Cody Coughlin stayed in the top 10. 9th here this afternoon. And Michael Lira, good qualifying run. Had that contact, if you remember, going into turn 1 a while ago. But he finishes in the 10th position, the first car 1 lap down.
This copyrighted telecast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of NASCAR Broadcasting. NASCAR would like to thank all of our loyal fans for your continued support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.
This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, continuing the tradition of